this is Cindy from Smell 'em Goodies Bath and Body Bistro, and today we're going to make a Christmas soap with using Wholesale Supplies Apple Balsam Pine Fragrance Oil. I have started with my heated oils and let them cool down to just about 99 degrees, and I have my lye water ready to go. I have added an ounce of sodium hydroxide to my lye water mix, so that will help to harden the bar and make it easier to cut. So here we go. Stick blender ready. I'll burp my stick blender just a little bit to get the air out, and then I'm going to pour the lye water down the shaft of my stick blender carefully so I do not have any lye water splashing anywhere that we don't want. I'm going to give that a quick little stir with just my hand before I start the stick blender. Now this particular recipe has quite a few hard oils in it, so it won't take very long to get to emulsification. And that is all the further that we want to go at this point. To this, I'm going to add 2 ounces of heavy whipping cream. I'm going to give that a quick stir with just my spatula. That has a tendency to kind of accelerate trace, and we don't want this to get too thick so that we have plenty of time to work. All right, now I'm going to divide my soap batter. The base of my soap is going to be kind of a pale minty green, and the other accent colors will be really red mica from Nurture Soap Supply. Now we have to be a little bit careful with the red because it is famously known for bleeding into the lighter portions of your soap. All right, now we're going to put just a touch more into the green container. And that one will be a darker green. Now the green that I am using today is also from Nurture Soap Supply, and it is their Jade Green Mica. Now I'm going to add just a little bit at a time so that we get the desired color. Just a little bit more, I think. All right, now it might be hard to see because I'm using a pitcher here for my oils and my soap batter, but it is a rather light shade of green, and that will do just fine. And I'm hoping that does not morph back to a white, but we'll see. Into my next one, we'll finish with the green by adding the rest of the Jade Green Mica to the smaller batch. And I'm going to really try to get all of that out of there. And we'll just give that a quick stir. And you can see that it is a beautiful shade of green. Just a lot darker, but it's really pretty. And now for our fun, really red mica. Now, I am a big fan of this color because it is absolutely one-stop shop for a really red color. But caveat, again, it does bleed into surrounding lighter soaps. And I only want to add just enough to make this look really red. But I don't want to overdo it because of the bleeding issue. And so now I'm going to add just a little bit more. And we may have to use the entire amount that I put in, but I would rather err on the side of caution. And that we are almost there. Well, I think maybe we are going to have to use just a little bit more to get to where we want to be. I used about a teaspoon of really red, but I think that's going to do it. I could make this much more red, but I really don't want to sacrifice the rest of my soap just to get that. So we'll go with this. It's a soft red. And actually, I think they both go really nicely together, this green and this red. Okay, now you might have noticed that I did not put fragrance oil in yet. And I have been known to forget fragrance oil once in a while. I know if you've been soaking for very long, you will appreciate that. So what I have done is I have set my little bottle of fragrance oil in my mold so that when I go to pour, if I have forgotten it, I can always fix the batch. So we're going to put about 2/3 of it into the main batter. And I'm going to just stick that, stir that in by hand. It smells wonderful. All right, and then I will follow up by putting some into the red. And we'll just give that a quick stir. So far, the batter is staying really nice and loose. This fragrance oil is working out very, very well. I'm just going to give this a hand stir. And I'm going to give our main batch one more quick little stir. Now, I had anticipated that I might need to lighten up my batter with a little bit of titanium dioxide, but I think we're going to do just fine, just like it is. Now for the mold. I will start by putting about half of my main batter into my mold. Scoot this over a little bit and hopefully you'll be able to see that. And then we're going to come in with our really red accent color. And from a relatively high point, we're just going to kind of drop this in random swirling fashion. And we'll follow it with a darker green. And now we will follow up again with our plain base. Switch hands here, and I'm going to take and scrape out our container. And we're going to try to get as much as we can out of this pitcher. I know this would have been much easier for you to see out of a bowl, and next time we film, we probably will get a lower bowl. So it'll be much easier for you to see what I am doing. A little red on the side. Okay, I'm going to kind of thin this down a little bit. Okay, all right, now we are ready for another pour of the red. And the darker green. It is starting to thicken up though, so we will have to finish up pretty fast here. I think at this point we're going to just do this a spoonful at a time. Let's go back to the green. A few more plops in here than I would like, but it'll work out in the end. It'll be just fine. All right, and now we will follow up with the very last of our really red. We're going to try to spatter that on there as carefully as we can, but again, this is thickening up quite a bit. And that is the very last. I can get some in that corner. All right, I'm going to bang this down. Hang on just a second. All right, and now we have banged that down to hopefully get most of the air pockets out of the mix. Now, let me clean this side of the mold up just a little bit. And now for our hanger. I have a gear tie that I use for my hanger tool. And I'm going to start by putting that closest side to me and pushing it all the way down to the bottom. And then coming up. And now I'm going to do the exact opposite. All right. Bang this down just a little bit more. Now, to the top, I'm not going to do a whole lot of work to this. I am going to start and just do kind of a little bit of a zigzag or figure 8. On the top. We'll leave it at that. And we're going to come along afterwards with a little bit of Silver Sparkle mica. Not a whole lot. This goes a really long way, and it does become extremely airborne. I think that's more than enough. All right, we're going to leave it at that. And here is our Apple Balsam Pine Holiday Soap. We'll come back in about 24 hours when we're ready to cut.
I'm pretty happy with this soap overall. The color morphing that we experienced during the soaking process did resolve after it's saponified. One Christmas soap down, a whole bunch to go. Hope you enjoyed this video. See you in the next one.